Lord Dagovere, and it's so good to see you. Let's go. How y'all doing today? Let's go. Yo, Jedi Connor, oh my god. We got it all coming in here today. Rebel Soldier Dom, Eat Laser, Turtle Bomb. It's so good to see you guys. Yo, can I get you all good to do a good ready up inside the chat? Let's go. Let's go, man. How you guys doing today, huh? How you guys doing? I know I got my running stuff on, just getting crazy with the stuff. I think I only did like 5 or 6 miles today. Nothing crazy. It was okay. It was all right. But how y'all doing today, huh? How we doing, man? Are we getting excited? Are we getting hyped? I am so excited for the Fortnite collaboration that's happening. Dude, I've been so busy today. I just found out about the first 2 episodes of Tales of the Jedi, or excuse me, Tales of the Underworld in Fortnite. Dude, that is insane. That is such a great idea. You understand how amazing that is? Like, there is so much. There's so many. There's such an amount of population between like young and old that plays Fortnite. I think they need to do that more often. When it comes out to Star Wars Visions, they need to do that too. There is such a huge amount of people that watch anime and play and buy anime skins on Fortnite. Like, that is so smart. That is so intelligent, man. Yo, Texas Yankee, Bugsy coming inside the chat. Ready up, let's go. Pretty good. I'm good, man. I'm good. It's only Tuesday? Tuesday? Yeah, and I'm already exhausted. it's only Tuesday and it's already exhausted. And I usually have been doing this like podcast with Jedi Connor too, so you guys gotta check it out. But I might be busy tomorrow because Inter Miami plays tomorrow. So we'll see. We'll see. But all right, so here's the thing, guys. I have a meeting tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Usually the meetings are at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. on Monday. So because there's a meeting tonight that I have to do for my work, I will not be able to watch Andor with you guys today. So I just wanted to be here in the stream and make sure that I was here at least for you guys until it drops and until my meeting starts. So I didn't want to leave you guys completely hanging, but I just want to make sure that you guys are taken care of before I head off and do work. But yeah, are you guys excited? So what did we all think about? What did we all think about the first 3 episodes of Andor? I thought they were slow. I'm gonna write your job report. Skip the job. You'll skip the meeting and do Andor. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Yeah, I love my job though. I love my job so much, man. I'm so lucky to be working at my job. The fact that they even deal with my stuff is crazy. Texas Yankee says, yeah, we're going to write your job. So Trez's plot was revealed on Fortnite, I heard. Yes, it was. That was actually the first time I played the game, believe it or not, was because of the Rise of Skywalker plot and the reveal. I got in the game. I think I bought the Kylo Ren skin. I think that's what I did. And it was amazing. As someone who's like an old school gamer, like I love Halo. Like that was one of the coolest experiences. I didn't care about the Rise of Skywalker. I shouldn't say that. I was very excited for the Rise of Skywalker, but the movie itself, I just felt, unfulfilled. But that experience on Fortnite was incredible, man. I think more video games need to do that, or at the very least, since they've done so much for Star Wars already, I don't know why. They just don't have a Star Wars game mode. Or a Star Wars world. Like, the work is done. They have so many skins. They have dozens of skins. I don't know, man. Like, it's kind of crazy how consistently Fortnite gives one of the best Star Wars experiences in video games. And I don't know, man. It's just kind of crazy how good that is. Yeah, dude. I think Andor Season 2 is going to be the greatest piece of Star Wars of all time, says Bugsy. Yo, oh my gosh. What do you guys at Bugsy? Bugsy the Gooner inside the chat talking about how Andor is going to be the best piece of Star Wars of all time. I hope it picks up. I don't think that the last 3 episodes were bad or anything. I just had hoping that there was a quickened pace with these 3 episodes per arc, but I still think it's very good. Like, I still think it's really good. The last episode was solid. It was so good. sad, but very good. I just can't wait to see what else is going to happen now, you know? The Gooner. That's right, you are the Gooner, yes. Aki, it's so good to see you, fam. Let's go. Yo, everybody welcome Valhalla and Aki with a ready up. Coming into the Dark Temple, baby. Welcome. Let's go. Well, not better than the Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, that's going to be tough to pop off. By the way, did anybody go see Revenge of the Sith? Did we see Revenge of the Sith? Yo, I did. I actually uploaded a lot of my stuff on Twitter and Instagram, just about all the cool people that were there. Like, it was so fun. Like, it was as if I was watching Revenge of the Sith in theaters again. Like, not even that. It was like, I don't know. All right, so I saw Revenge of the Sith when it was first in theaters. All right, that was 2005. I was in high school. And when I was able to get that DVD and buy it, I watched that ish every single night. Every single night. And it was to the point that I knew like every single word of the movie. And I felt like I was watching it with people that also did that. That was insane. Like, that was such an incredible experience. Like, I loved it, man. I think one of the best experiences for movies before that was Revenge of the Sith the first time I saw it. And then it was The Force Awakens, which was incredible. Just like the build-up, the hype, the excitement. And then Revenge of the Sith rewatched and for the 20th anniversary. There was just like, dude, like they were cheering and I mean, these people were unhinged as hell and cheered for Anakin killing younglings, which was insane. I do not support that, okay? But everything else I did support. It was intense. It was awesome. It was crazy. Yeah, I really liked it. It was really fun, man. I just don't know why they don't keep it in for another week or so. I'm sure it can make another 100 mil if they just decided to keep this thing going, you know? E-Laser says, what did you think about the Duel of Fates audio drama? Oh, man. I don't even think I've... Wait. Are you talking about the scraps for the episode 9 that the Jurassic World director was going to do? Or are you talking about something else? Because that would be crazy. I did not know that was a thing. If you're talking about that, I need some more clarity. Aki says, I did. Yo, let's go. Did you enjoy it, fam? Texas says, I appreciated the slow build and the feel of tension, the worlds colliding on the horizon. Yes. Yeah, that was on Minaru. I don't know if you guys heard the Easter eggs that I did all for the podcast, which was awesome. Like, dude, there was so many Easter eggs that I got and that so many other people didn't. Like, I was so proud of myself. You know, because I don't even really watch a lot of, like, other Star Wars creators' stuff anymore, especially on YouTube. And I was, one of the videos one of my homies were showing, and he was like, oh, yo, bro, did you check this one out? And I watched it, because it was after I had uploaded whatever on the shorts. And I was like, it was just very, like, common stuff, I feel like. But I don't know, man. I don't know, like, how people really look at Easter eggs and say, oh yeah, this gives me a lot of value. I really appreciate that. You know, like, do people really want, like, the nitty gritty? Like, they're gonna know about this one random thing that was so obscure that was mentioned in this one comic? I feel like a lot of times now, these Easter egg videos or reviews are just all, like, basic stuff. Like, just basic stuff everybody knows, you know? And I don't really like doing that. I like to do, like, oh wow, did you actually know this and that and this is actually this? One of my favorite ones that I did, for example, was in the 3rd episode, where Andor is sitting in front of the nebula. And I was talking about how in this area of Yavin, there's only 2 nebulas in that area. And one of them is the remnants of the dual star system that Naga Sadao blew up in the Tales of the Jedi comics. So I thought that was really cool. I could be totally wrong, but there is only 2 nebulas in that system. And I was like, I can't believe, like, no one else like looked that up and thought about that. So yeah, it was really interesting. Eliza Rodriguez says the script of 9 wasn't used. Yes, okay. I haven't seen that. I have looked through the script, and I will say I really like the Finn uprising. But outside of that, I don't like a lot of that script. I actually think that script is a I think The Rise of Skywalker is better than what we got than that script, for the most part. I think the only thing that I would incorporate into The Rise of Skywalker from that script is Finn's rebellion. That would have been really cool. I really like to see that. What's up, Leon fam? How you doing? What's up? So good to see you. Ready up, my guy. Let's go. Yeah, everything else, I don't know. The best scar, was it? I think Kylo Ren like got hurt or something, and then he needed to like mold his face together with Beskar, and then he needed to kill Darth Sidious's master, which was not Plagueis, but someone else that was above Plagueis. That was cool, but everything else, I don't know. I didn't like Hux's death in either of the movies. What Coruscant is really interesting, but still kind of weird. I don't know. It was all right. Your favorite season or your favorite scene in the Andor 3 episodes was the dinner? Yes, I like that. I like that episode too. I like that scene. I really enjoy the dynamic that both Cyril and Dedra are bringing. It is pretty interesting. I still believe in my hearts of hearts that Dedra is going to make Cyril stronger, and Cyril is going to end up understanding what the Empire truly is. Like, he's going to have an awakening, and he's going to see what this government is doing to its people. And I feel like that's the sad thing about Cyril, is like he seems so headstrong about the Empire and doing these things, and then he's going to witness something terrible that's going to happen, and then he's going to realize, oh my god, these people are evil. Leon says, I'm not interested in Andor at all, but I love hanging out with y'all. Really, Leon? So Leon, and by the way, fam, I don't mind opinions at all in anyone's view, but I'm curious to know why you don't like or you're not interested in Andor. I, for one, think that Andor is amazing. I don't think it's perfect by any means, because I think while a lot of people think or will try to convince you that it's the best Star Wars ever, I still don't think it is. I still think The Mandalorian first 2 seasons are the best Star Wars TV shows. And I just think that Andor, just me, it's just my opinion, that Andor is missing the Force and lightsabers. And to the casual fan base that only watches the movies, they do not understand why that part is missing. And I think that's the hardest thing to bring the rest of the casual fandom into Andor, is because those 2 components are missing. And no matter how good Andor is, people are going to not watch it because of those 2 factors. And that's what I truly believe. People are very stubborn these days. They don't like facts. They like whatever cognitive dissonance or whatever helps them believe or fits their agenda. And that's what they watch. That's what they like to hear and see. And so if they believe that Star Wars is not this, it doesn't matter. They're not going to watch it. And that is, in my opinion, the ultimate flaw with Andor. Outside of that, it's practically perfection. Literally. If I can get that writer in the way that looks in The Mandalorian, in Ahsoka, and in every Star Wars movie, oh man, that's my dream, honestly. But I just don't think that's going to happen. I just think that there's a large portion of casual fans that are missing from watching Andor. But that's just my view of what I've experienced watching the first season of Andor and seeing how people interact with Andor season 2. I would love to see what you guys believe and what you guys think. But I love Andor. I think that is the only problem with it. I love the sequels, but Skywalker Saga for me is 1 to 6. Oh, okay, I gotcha. I understand. We can easily have great Star Wars project without Force and lightsabers. We've seen it many times. But Andor, in my opinion, is just too far from the vibe of Star Wars. Do you think it's too far from the vibe of Star Wars because it, like, so then if it's not the Force and lightsabers, so what exactly is that vibe that you're missing? I actually think this is more true to what the message of Star Wars is supposed to be sending to you, like this rebellion, these scrub dub, literally scrubs trying to fight this gigantic, omnipotent empire. That's what the first movie is. The first movie is a bunch of scrubs. It's about a freaking farm boy that's got no business being in a tin can and shoots a military base and blows it up, Gives the whole freaking galaxy a chance to fight. Like I think that's amazing. That's the message. That's what Cassian is. That's what Brasso is. That's what all these people are. But what exactly is the vibe that it's missing for you? Can you give me like a more straightforward example of what it is? But it may also not be something physical. It may just be something that you feel, and that's fine. You know, I respect that. I understand. That's how I feel about. That's how I felt about The Last Jedi. You know, where's Connor at? I know Connor. Where's John? I know there's a few Last Jedi lovers in here. I'm not one of them, and I don't hate the people that love it. It's just I would not have done that. You know, that's just not something that I understand the take. I see the take. It's just not something that I can accept, if that makes any sense. Bugsy says, I think people don't like how dark and serious Andor is. The prequels and the originals had a lighter tone, more serious issues, but Andor is strictly dark with no lightness. I think I would say there's no. I would say saying that there's no lightness could be inaccurate, because we see people dancing, we see people making love, we see people all together and merrymaking as they're sitting in their very few moments of peace and enjoying each other. It's just like Rogue One, where at the end they do find love and then they blow up by the Death Star. It's very dark, but there's that moment of hope and joy and love, right? And I think that's the importance of all these characters coming together for that one moment. They give everybody that opportunity to feel that, even though there's such oppression in the galaxy. I do say that, yes, Andor is dark. Andor is extremely tense. Andor is very gritty. I think Andor is what a lot of Star Wars fans on Twitter claim that they want to see from Star Wars. I just think that this is a case, and if anyone, and this is going to be a very personal thing that I admit to you guys, okay? If anyone has ever dated anybody that is extremely mentally ill and hasn't taken therapy to the point where they can help themselves yet, when you say something that they want to hear exactly the way they need it to be said, or experience something exactly the way that they need to be experienced, the problem is you are the person doing that. And you are not the person that they want it to be done to, or that they want it to be heard from. That, in my opinion, is what Andor is. Andor is everything that they would want. It's just not coming from the people that they want. Not coming from the actor that they want. Not coming from the story or the era. I think that if you put this in the Old Republic, maybe it's the best Star Wars ever. Leon says, exactly like The Last Jedi. It doesn't feel like I'm watching something from a galaxy far, far away. It feels like I'm watching something from our own galaxy, our own solar system, our own planet. Especially with what happens in Episode 3. If you know, you know. I understand where you're coming from. But I can't say that I can look at this and it looks like something from our world. I think I understand what you're saying, Leon. Trust me. I understand what you're saying. But I feel like that's just I don't know, man. Someone thinks that the Old Republic is what Star Wars should be. Somebody thinks that Darth Plagueis and the Revenge of the Sith novelization and the Heir to the Empire, this is what Star Wars is. You know, but I also see those things, and I also see like books like Shadow of the Sith, you know, or Lords of the Sith, which is a really good one. Revenge of the Sith novelization. I think that all of these things that Andor is showing you, Knights of the Old Republic 2, are all things that were probably already done in those. It's just, I think that the way people are being told that this is not how Star Wars is, and I think that's distorting people's vision of what Star Wars actually is. Because if you go back and watch The Phantom Menace, you know, if you go back and watch Revenge of the Sith, the same things are happening in all of these movies. It's just a more in-depth, gritty, you're on the boots in the ground and seeing all this happening in Andor. And I think that's why people are having such a hard time digesting it, is because, you know, now these things are becoming more real. It's becoming more dark. It's extremely personal. and it makes people uncomfortable. And I think that's why they don't like it. They don't like the uncomfortable part, that it's reminding them of these things. And I don't think people want to be reminded. You know, I'm not saying Star Wars needs to remind you. It's probably just because people have such a hard time disassociating with these things, which is why Episode 3 is amazing. Because that's exactly what Mon Mothma's doing. She's trying to disassociate with all these things. She wants to be in her fantasy, in her life, or whatever. You know, I think that scene is very important. But I think you're justified in what you say. I don't disagree. But I guess because of my view, I just appreciate it more. Bugsy says, acting like what happened to Bix could not happen in Star Wars universe, in my opinion, is cope because nobody pats an eye regarding genocide, slavery, etc. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that's such a close... I understand why people are upset, but at the same time, too, to say it doesn't happen in Star Wars, I think is inaccurate. There are so many books that are touched. I mean, even the original trilogy. I mean, Leia is dressed up in a slave outfit. Why? Because Jabba the Hutt is going to play dress up with her? What do you think she was going to do? You know? Yeah, I don't know, man. They're slaves in Phantom Menace. I don't understand, you know? But I get why people are uncomfortable, and I get why people don't want to see it. I respect that. I just can't agree that it can't be the case. I'm just saying, Leon. I'm just saying. I'm just saying it. Like, it's stuff like that where all of these things are in every single episode of Star Wars, but only now it is too sensitive, or only now it is too much, and that's all I'm saying. So either people just don't necessarily like those things in Star Wars, which is fine, but I feel like it's always been there. We just have a better rider, you know? Jabba literally licks Leia, but people forget that. Yep. Yeah. Bugdy says Twi'leks are literally viewed as sex workers in the Star Wars universe. You should, I tell you right now, guys, if you want to check out a novel, check out Lords of the Sith. It's very good, and it follows Ryloth culture, which is, you know, entangled to the Clone Wars animated series. If you guys know Ryloth has literally been generations of a war-ridden planet, not just through the Separatists and the Republic, of course, but the Empire. I mean, dude, there's just so many eons of everything else going on. And then don't even get me started about the Hutt Wars and the Rakan invasion. Dude, like, there's a lot of slave stuff. And then even with the Sith, too, like the Book of Sith, I have this book somewhere. Book of Sith. Sorry, guys, I'm literally surrounded by so many books. The Book of the Sith literally talks about, you know, the slaves and that entire culture, and how the weak only exist to support and benefit their oppressors and their conquerors. And it literally says, in any way they please, in any way they desire. This is a Sith ideology. That's why the Empire thinks that they can do that, because they're literally led by one of the most powerful Sith lords in existence. So I just don't get it. You know, do we love Star Wars? Do we understand Star Wars? Why are we having a trouble understanding what we obsess over? You know, I think it's all right there. And I think when you look back over, it makes sense to me. You know, is that good Star Wars? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I thought it was good Star Wars, but then I keep hearing about how there's only like 2 million people watching the show, which is not good. So something is wrong. Rebel Soldier says, have you read the Star Wars Essential Atlas book? If you do, would you recommend it? The Star Wars Atlas book is one of my favorite books, and I think that you should get that book because it's goddamn amazing. And if you want to know more about the systems and everything about Star Wars and just the beginning of the spaceways and hyperspace and exploration and what's outside of the Star Wars, get this book, man. It is my damn freaking Bible. I love this book. So check it out, man. Leon says, speaking of Twi'leks, really excited about Darth Talon being a Maul Shadow Lord. I think she would be the main villain of the future Obi-Wan series if they happen. I think Darth Talon, like the animated series like that, expand it more. She doesn't need to be a villain for the next Kenobi series. Why can't she be a villain in whatever sequel movie that they have coming out, in the Ryan Gosling show, or the freaking Rey show? You know, like, it's like, this is Star Wars. We don't need to have people living for 100 years. They can live to 200 years. They use the Force. They use the dark side. You know, some of them considered to be unnatural. I mean, come on. You know, let's start doing this stuff. George Lucas had this view to bring her and Darth Maul into the sequel trilogy for a reason. You know, I think that we should start fleshing out these characters even longer than they're supposed to. We have Thrawn here. We have what's going on. I want to see these conflicts last. You know, I like overarching story. I would love to see what happens to the criminal underworld. Why can't we do something with the other galaxies and their criminal underworlds and their invasive species? Maybe they find the Rakatans. Maybe they find the Grisk. Maybe they find a heretic faction of the Vong. I don't know, man. There's just so much out there in Star Wars that you can do. I would love to see more of that, and I think Talon is a part of that too because of Crate and his story as well. So, I mean, if you can give me Crate, who, like, parts of his story where he's literally hiding in a cave, learning from his Sith Lord to eventually destroy Darth Sidious and Darth Vader, and then walks out of it after 10 years in his hyperbolic time chamber of dark-sidedness, and then realizes, what? Some guy named Luke Skywalker killed both of these characters? Oh, I gotta kill him. Oh, he's a Jedi? Oh my god. Oh, wait, there's Darth Talon? Darth Maul is dead? Alright, I'll make that my apprentice. You know, I don't know. That sounds pretty cool, you know? But yeah, I don't know. I'm just a fan rambling about stupid shit, so here I am. I think it's on sale on Amazon. Get it. I'm serious, man. It's one of the best books. If you ever have any if you have any questions about any books, please, I will tell you which books are fantastic and that are in need. Please. I was thinking maybe this is the year that they're doing George Lucas's Luke versus Darth Maul and Darth Talon idea. The ideas are there. It's just whether or not they want to greenlight them. You know. Yeah, no problem, Rebel. That's why you're here, fam. I appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, Leon. I think the problem is too is like, I think it's very easy to greenlight these ideas, right? Especially the old George Lucas ideas, right? The problem is, if these things happen and you tell them exactly how George Lucas wanted them, and people don't like it, who are you going to blame? It's not George Lucas's fault. George Lucas sold Star Wars. It's the fault of Kathleen Kennedy and Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, because they're ultimately the ones that greenlit this and did this and executed it. So they're the ones that are going to get crucified. George has nothing to do with this anymore, you know? And there's so many Star Wars fans that don't even like George Lucas and what he wrote and what he did, you know? So I think that it's good to take these ideas and enhance them and adapt them. And I think that's where where you'll truly find like the skill of future Star Wars storytelling. But I don't know. At the end of the day too, I just feel like I feel like Andor is such a great example of how Star Wars fans are getting bits and pieces of what they want, and they just don't want to have anything to do with it. I'm actually like really concerned for the community, where we're only getting 2 million views for a show that like people have been asking for the last 2 years, which is so crazy to me, man. Because like when Andor first came out, nobody watched it. I think it still historically has like the least amount of views in all Star Wars, and that show is phenomenal. But then like all of a sudden, after like 6 months and Mandalorian season 3 had come out and Ahsoka had come out, all of a sudden Andor is like the greatest thing ever by the people that never watched it. Now Andor's back out, and now it seems like those same people are cheering that no one's watching the show. So I just don't understand. You know, I mean, I understand, I get it, but like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just feel like I think a lot of people don't really know what Star Wars is, including the people that are watching it. So, and I think that's a bigger problem than the inconsistency of shows that we get, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I could be just hyperboling and talking about nothing, but I feel like that's what's happening to the community. Bugsy says they should let me be live action Darth Talon. Yeah. That's crazy, dude. I mean, I don't know how they're going to do Darth Talon. I mean, I care about that character as much as she has clothes on. Not a lot. Not a lot. So, yeah. I think what's interesting about her is I think what's interesting about Darth Talon is the way that she is utilized through her arc. I know a lot of people really love this like undying loyalty of these characters, but Darth Talon has this weird toxic and abusive relationship with Crate and also the people around her, and I never really liked that about her. You know, it's man, I don't know. It seems like someone that just can't get over their ex. You know, like, man, that's what she always kind of like made me feel like. I think that there's a way that you can do the character better, and I think that's having a character like Darth Maul, where this can be interesting, where he has nothing now. His mother is dead. His brother is dead. You know, his entire whatever legacy is dead. So, can these two characters build something off of each other, where they find value in each other? Is that going to be a healthy relationship? Absolutely not. Nope. But I don't know. Maybe you can like flesh her out and make her very, very interesting. So, and people like this character. I mean, I personally feel like all the people that like Darth Talon, most of them are just gooners. They're just gooners. Most of the people that I know from that TikTok video that I made, bro, Bugsy, I'm not even joking. Most of the people that I had seen that knew this character didn't even know what comic she was from. I can't tell you how many people thought Darth Talon was from the Old Republic because they had seen the twins' Old Republic cinematic from Star Wars: The Old Republic and just saw a random red Twi'lek and thought that was Darth Talon. Leon says, I love her because she's badass and scary and sexy. Hey man, you do you. I'm not going to judge you, alright? You guys are in this chat with me, so you're safe. Dude, I'm not even joking. That you can go back and look at those comics, and they thought it was her. But you have to understand too, most of these people that have this knowledge, they never read these comics, they never played these video games, they never read these books. They have gotten their stuff from YouTube videos. That's just the reality of the situation that we live in with these characters. You know, I think it happens to everybody. That's how I first found out about the Yuuzhan Vong. You know, I was like, whoa, what are you talking about? There's this Force-sensitive faction from another galaxy that is disconnected from the Force. What? You know, and then of course you have to read it and figure these things out. So, sounds just like Dragon Ball fans don't read their own material, but I don't think that's just like Star Wars fans or Dragon Ball Z. I just think it's people, bro. Like, I just think people watch or read something on Reddit and Twitter and they think that they're an expert now. You know, that's not what this guy said about this superhero. This, you know, Silver Surfer is a male. I mean, yeah, in some stories, yeah. But Marvel has multiverse, so doesn't Silver Surfer can be a cat. You know, it just depends on what freaking story or a comic you're talking about, you know? So, I don't know, man. That's why I try so hard to make sure I'm surrounded by books, because it's the only knowledge. It's the only knowledge these days, because the internet is filled with bullshit. Oh man. Anyway, guys, I think you have like 20 minutes left before Andor. All right, so what are you guys going to think is going to happen in these 3 episodes? So, I think Tay is dead. I think Tay's got to be dead. I think we're going to have to see the Gorman Massacre, right? We're going to have to see the Gorman Massacre. Gorman has to be around. I can't remember what I was watching with John, and we were talking about Connor. Sorry, guys, I drink a lot. Call him to work and say you're sick and boot up Andor, bucko. Bugsy, are you off work? Do you go to work tomorrow? I can't remember. Wait, are you gonna watch it with us? I can't today. I have work. I can't today. I always do, but I think the next 2 weeks. Let me look at my schedule. 1 second. Because I usually do. You guys know I usually do. Yeah, I can't. Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I have a meeting. Yes, and next week too. Oh, man. Damn. They're changing up the meetings on me, fams. Damn. That really sucks, man. Damn it. Alright, so I can't do that next week, but I can still stream. I just can't watch Andor with you guys. Damn. Alright, so I can't do it this week and I can't do it next week. Yeah. It is what it is, man. You know, we win some, we lose some. You know? I know. I'm sorry, guys. I know. Also, Leon, thank you for being here, even though Andor is not one of your favorites. I really appreciate that, man. That means a lot. So, can you binge all 3 in the finale with us? Yeah. I would love to. Yeah. So, that's going to be the end of May, right? Maybe that's what we'll do for the finale. We can. How many guys want to watch the whole the last 3 episodes together? Oh, also, Fortnite. Is anybody interested in playing Fortnite in the next couple weeks? Okay, cool. Yeah, because the guys, this Fortnite thing is gonna be so damn cool. So I'm gonna test out to make sure that my capture card works. And I want to play. You know, I'm not going to be able to talk with you guys because I just don't know how to do the audio and everything. But I want to play, and I want to get the skins and have fun and enjoy. Maybe you guys will see how toxic I am when it comes to FPSs. Dude, I cannot wait to play as Rey Skywalker and emote on these hoes. Sorry, I can't wait. Oh, it's gonna be so funny. Oh my gosh. I can't wait. Yeah, dude, I love my Death Trooper skin. It's gonna be so cool. But I can't wait, bro. I hate Fortnite, but I'll play with it. Yeah, that honestly, Leon, that's how I feel too. Like, but I got in. Yeah, you did. It was coming out a little bit, yeah. Leon, I can't stand Fortnite. But I started playing no build because of the Star Wars skins. I don't play the build shit. I hate that stuff. You know? But I play no build. And dude, it's so fun. It's when I play with the Star Wars stuff, it is so fun. Like, seriously guys, we're gonna have a good time. Like, we're gonna have such a fun time together. Seriously. I can't wait. But yeah, I think it's gonna be really fun. There's gonna be this whole story. I've literally been playing every night too because the Death Star is getting closer and closer. It's so fun. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I've been like uploading pictures on my story every night when I play. And I've been watching the Death Star. It's like day 1, day 2, day 3. It's getting closer every time. You start to see the details on it. It's beautiful. I feel like Krennic, you know, and he's just like, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's so cool, man. I think it's
people to believe that.
I'm excited
because when you get to a
I don't know, man. I hope you guys do enjoy the next 3 episodes of Andor. I know, man. I hope that series does better. I don't know, man. I really wanted to see an Inquisitor. Like, I was hoping that there was a new Inquisitor that we would have gotten. I think that would have, like, put in a whole, like, new level of depth in that show that I feel like the casual fan base needed, you know? But then again, it's also annoying, too, because you put a Inquisitor in there, but you already know Cassian Andor survives, you know? But Saul Guerrero loses a leg. That could be cool. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of opportunity. But I hope it's good. I hope the seasons keep going on. I like the show. I think it's very good. I like looking at the show. But even the people that I've watched it with have also said, I don't know. It still feels off. And I totally understand. It's just I love Star Wars so much, and at times I'm willing to overlook certain things, you know? But I think also because I think sometimes I love it too much. Because where someone is like extremely overcritical of something, you know, I ignore that. I'm critical and I don't like things. But I also just love getting into the world of Star Wars more. And I think that's why a lot of times I'm just like, oh, you didn't like that? I appreciated that, you know? Like Boba Fett's arc in the Book of Boba Fett. Which is, you know, a lot of people will say, like, to you, like, oh, hey, you know, yeah, they really made Boba Fett soft. Which I don't understand that criticism. Because when you read a lot of his old comics, dude, Boba Fett is a softie. He's not weak. Okay, there's a difference between, like, caring for people and then being weak. A Boba Fett, like, I've seen Boba Fett do some insane things when it comes to caring about people and killing people that hired him because they went against his morals. You know, there's this one comic that's really interesting, and it has this whole story with Jango Fett and then Boba Fett later on in his life, and he literally saves someone because the guy hires him for like 2 credits, and then he kills everybody that hired him because they were just like assholes and just really low scummy people. He doesn't want to kill children. You know, he's got a lot of morals when you go back and read the Legends Expanded Universe. So I really appreciated that part when he was like rounding up with Mos Espa and the Tusken Raiders. That was a lot. That was very similar to a lot of the things that he did in the comics, especially post Empire. Yeah, so I don't know, but Boba Fett had its flaws. Don't get me wrong, it had its flaws. But yeah, man, there's some good, a lot of bad, but there's some good. Yeah, that's a lot of nitpickiness in the fandom. I understand criticism, but it gets to the point where you wonder, are they even Star Wars fans? Yes, Leon. Yes, 100%. And I think a lot about that though, for especially in the last year, man. Like especially in the last year, and especially in the last month or so. Yeah, man. It's just like I just don't know. Like, I don't know. I just think people are more angry and upset that they forget a lot of the things that used to be in Star Wars or were in Star Wars. You know. I think the criticisms for Andor are valid. I don't think people are wrong when it comes to this is missing in Star Wars and it doesn't have this. I think that's a very valid criticism, you know? I also don't like how elitist some of these like pro Andor people are. It kind of scares me, honestly. And like sometimes I could just be saying like, oh, well, you know, I don't really like the intro, or the first 2 episodes were kind of slow, and I will get like someone who will just like, yeah, well, why don't you go watch Ahsoka, you know? And I'm just like, dude, like Ahsoka is my favorite show. Like, yeah, it's got flaws, but that doesn't mean it's the best. It just means it's my favorite. Those are 2 different things, you know? Like, why what? Like, what are you talking about, man? gosh, like Anakin Skywalker is in that show. Why would I not like that show? You know? Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like I don't know. It just reminds me of high school again, where we all have to defend the thing that we love because people are trying to convince us to hate it. You know? Talking about Andor, Boko, I'm gonna have to take you behind most Eisley. Yeah. Oh man, that's so true. All right, guys, you have 10 minutes before Andor drops. I have 10 minutes before my meeting drops. So I gotta get ready for my meeting. I really wish I could watch these episodes with you guys. And remember, I can't watch next week's episode either. But I will be on. And maybe we'll stream a couple more nights. Maybe we'll do 2 streams so we can do the Fortnite stuff. Maybe that'll be fun. Maybe we could try. Maybe we'll do Tuesday, Thursday, or something like that. I'm not sure if that sounds cool. Sounds fun. But let me know, guys. Yeah, thanks for popping in. Thanks for being here. I hope you guys enjoy it. And join the Discord, please, man. Oh, and please check the shorts. I know they're not showing you guys anything, but we're trying to grow on there. Check the TikTok if you have one, and Instagram. We got shorts every single time. And, dude, they're doing so well because of you guys, too. They're doing really well. Yeah, Laser, that's cool, fam. Look, I appreciate you, Laser. Seriously, just because I don't like it doesn't mean, like, I dislike you or your views. You know, I actually encourage you to be this way. You know? I think people that like The Last Jedi are unique. And that is really cool. You know? And you should defend that movie as much as you can. You know? I don't like it. But that's okay too, you know. But I'm glad that you're here and you want to listen to me ramble about the things that I don't like. But I would also like to listen to you ramble about the things that you like, because that's what I think Star Wars is. And I like to hear both of that, you know. But hey, y'all, I appreciate you coming over here. As always, you know it. Please enjoy Andor when it drops, fam. You know, every single Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Check out the podcast anywhere podcasts are heard. Check all the social platforms for the shorts, because those knowledge videos are doing well. Coming into the Dark Temple, visited by Mara Jade, Luke Skywalker, Kylo Katarn, and so many Force sensitive like yourself. I'm Lord Dagovere, fam, and I'll see you around. Deuces.